Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And this is a Patreon especial
A Patreon for your butthole to enjoy.
for one of our oldest, not old in age, Nicole. The Bat Queen, one of the very first people to ever join the Patreon. We love you, we appreciate you, you're an awesome human being, and I want to buy you an egg sandwich, side of bacon, and maybe some orange juice, spiked with mimosas. Actually,
Trying to get you drunk.
Yeah, but just for friendly conversation, because I'm a gentleman.
So,
Fracture!
he wants to fracture your brain with that orange juice. Speaking of fracture, Ryan Gosling and Anthony Hopkins hop back in it. They've never been in anything together, but this is the first time a courtroom thriller made for the ages. Judge Judy, eat your dick out. So,
How do you eat your dick out?
I gotta be honest. When I first started watching, I was like, "This sounds familiar, and this looks familiar." And by God, it was familiar. At the end of it, I was like, "That's a badass fucking movie." I did enjoy this movie quite a bit.
Yeah,
very sexy. And Ryan Gosling is very sexy.
He is. He's so young, dude. He's so young.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't look fully formed as the sexual god that we know.
Well, in this movie, he looks like he literally hadn't combed his hair in 3 years.
He had almost like a shaved head.
Yeah.
And he had like these rims that he was so tiny. He looked like the cornerback from Remember the Titans. He was so young. I remember seeing this and be like, Ryan Gosling, it's a big name. I watched it when it came out on DVD, and I didn't like it that much. But then this time I watched it again, and I was like, that movie's fucking badass. Like you said, it's a courtroom drama. Basically, Anthony Hopkins, he shoots his wife in the fucking face because she's cheating on him.
Why not?
And Ryan Gosling is a lawyer who's about to make it to the big time. He's basically Keanu Reeves in Devil's Advocate.
Yeah.
He's got a great case record. He's about to make it to the big time. He thinks that this case is a slam dunk. He's going to just knock it out because basically when you see it, like Anthony Hopkins, he had the gun that he killed her with.
He has a terrible Southern accent.
He does do a terrible Southern
It's fucking
accent.
bad. And then sometimes it slips. I'm like,
Yeah.
I thought you were from the South. He was like, I'm not. I drive.
It's weird too because Keanu Reeves in Devil's Advocate, basically playing the same character, was super from the South too. But even his Southern accent was better. Ryan Gosling, that's one thing he did not do well was the Southern accent. But Anthony Hopkins is a little bit younger in this, and he's fucking badass.
Dude, I'll tell you why, it's so weird with Anthony Hopkins because he can be such a great villain, but he's also such a good guy too. But I prefer my Anthony Hopkins shaken but not stirred, and I like him fucking evil because he shines through in these moments. And in this movie, obviously,
Hannibal coming at you.
But I'll tell you what, I did like the way the story was going, and I'm not saying I'm an advocate for the bad guy, but I felt like that thing in Last Action Hero, he was like, and in this world, the bad guys can win, because I was like, oh, he's gonna fucking do it. He's gonna fucking do it. And he beat him in his own game, and unfortunately, that just isn't the case. But yeah. I'll tell you what, man, he's sinister, he's meticulous, he's smart, he's intelligent. Man, I really think they missed the boat a long time ago. If Warner Brothers didn't have such a massive pink dildo shoved up their mouth and their buttholes, they could have grabbed him for a Batman villain. Anthony Hopkins as
Penguin? Oh my God.
he would be great as a penguin. You gotta admit, I played this stinking city like a heart from hell, and he does. But he would have been a great penguin, but he also would have been a great mob boss. He could have been
Carmine Falcone.
He could have done any of those guys, but I think he would have really fit inside the Batman universe more so than even I could put him in like the Daredevil Netflix series. He would have been great in that. But dude,
He'd been a good Kingpin back in the day.
he would have been awesome. The thing about him, though, is like I just prefer him as a bad guy. He really does shine through in this. And again, I love his character in this because it's all the qualities that you love about Hannibal Lecter, but he doesn't bite your fucking nose off.
Basically, yeah, dude, that's what I thought when I was watching. I was like, fuck, he's a good bad guy. And then I was like, duh, fucking spill on aisle 2, you stupidity leak.
Oh.
He's
Gotta
fucking
clean it up.
Hannibal Lecter. Of course he's a great bad guy. But yeah, and that's what it is. Like, it's an obvious open and shut case, but that's what the one dude says, and he's like, he's stacking the cards against us. He plays it out perfectly. It's like the most perfect, most sinister murder that he ever pulls off. They think that they got him. They know what he did, and not only does he fuck over his cheating wife, but he puts a real dicking on the guy that was dicking his wife.
Yeah.
So it's like really, and you think that he's done, it's over with, but we'll leave it at that because I feel like a lot of people probably haven't seen this, and you definitely want to see it and not have it spoiled for you. But it's basically, it feels a lot like the way it plays out. It's like a Primal Fear court drama, and it was directed by the guy who directed Primal Fear. So
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Well, there was one. There was one moment where I was telling him earlier before off camera, but I was like, if it had gone one way, I was like, don't do that, because I didn't even know the guy that had made Primal Fear had made this, but I was like, don't do that. Don't do that, because I was like, I've seen this movie before, and it doesn't play out in the way that you think, Edward Norton. And then thank God they didn't go that route. But I really, early on, because Anthony Hopkins is so charismatic and seductive in the way that he talks, like I was like, all right, well, he's gonna get what he wants out of this, and then it's gonna be a whole fucking flippity doopoo, and then it's gonna be. I just didn't want it to go that route because again, it would just be a copy and paste.
Yeah, and what you're talking about is not even much of a spoiler because there's one point in there where like Anthony Hopkins, like Ryan Gosling's character knows that he has this case, but Anthony Hopkins is like, I'm gonna give you one chance. He was like, why don't you come be my lawyer? Why don't you come be my lawyer? Because I know you like to win, and that's your biggest weakness is that you like to win. He was like, so if you want to win, because he's like, Ryan Gosling is funny in that scene. He was like, I don't need a gun. He was like, I don't need it. He's like, I have you. He's like getting all stressed out and pissed. Really good. Like Ryan Gosling's really good at it. Like we said, Anthony Hopkins is a fucking beast in this goddamn movie. Yeah. And you know what it felt like, dude? It feels like the old school. Like they don't make movies like this anymore because they're not tied to an IP. I've said it a billion times. If I've ever touched my wiener with my hand, I've said this 1,000 times. These movies don't exist anymore because they're original stories. They're just well-written original stories that don't have to be tied to fucking Ready Player One type shit to get made.
I like Ready Player One, bitch.
You know what I'm saying? No. Yeah. Everything's got to be a fucking sequel or a prequel or a remake, or it's got to be tied into something. These old original stories that come out of the early 2000s and stuff like that.
You got Primal Fear, you got this, you got stuff like Nick of Time, which was a great fucking Johnny Depp movie. The Firm. Yep. All those, that's a slow fucking burn. Holy shit. If you're waiting for him to orgasm, you're going to be there for 3 days because that guy takes fucking definitely Viagra.
A Few Good Men. Those great ones.
Everybody needs a few good one. But yeah, dude, overall, it's just a fantastic movie. And it was really, and the thing about it is entertaining throughout the entire thing. Like, I was interested in the entire case. I was interested in him building the case. But I really, it was one of those few examples that the bad guy is done so well by the actor, you want the bad guy to win. Because I gotta be honest, no, you should never kill somebody, but if your fucking wife is diddling around on you, fuck them. Don't kill them. But I'm just saying, that's what every guy that's been cheated on wants to do. And be smart enough to get away with it. This guy was fucking, listen, Anthony Hopkins' character must have watched CSI on repeat for 3 years straight. Because he does it immediately. As soon as it happens, it's like, holy shit, he goes right into Sherlock Holmes.
The opening is pretty badass. And because you're wondering, you're like, where, and don't look up spoilers or anything. So when you see the opening, you go, where's this going to go? I mean, this is, obviously this is what happened. But it also reminds, The Negotiator, Samuel L. Jackson, Kevin Spacey, kind of has those kind of feels to it, like a thriller courtroom drama. But they bring in people it is classic old white dude fucking courtroom drama. Bring in so many people from Law and Order, the main guy. So many people from basically everybody who was in Jason Bourne in the control room searching.
Pretty much.
Damn it, that's Jason Bourne. And the dudes who were also in Law and Order. That's the kind of people that make up this movie, and they do a great job.
The weird thing is the dad at the dinner table when he's having dinner with the woman he's fucking, his new boss, which is, as soon as he gets there,
Pike.
As soon as he gets there, she's like, "You want to fuck?" He's like, "Yeah, I do." It was immediate. It wasn't even no Olive Garden date. It was just meet me in my house and we'll fuck.
Yeah,
that's what you get when you're Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling is a good-looking guy. Plus he drives. Okay, and he looks good in a scorpion jacket. But the guy, the dad. At the dinner table, he was literally the warden in Shawshank Redemption.
That's right.
And I was like, God damn, that guy's an asshole. I was like, fuck you. I hope you die. What you did to Andy Dufresne. But that was so that it literally had a who's who of not mediocre actors, but mid-tier actors, actors that are good character actors.
Faces you'll know, the Julia Stiles version of Men. Basically, sort of was. But yeah, it's just an awesome courtroom drama. It plays out. It's got a nice twist, and it all wraps up in a way. These courtroom dramas and stuff like that, these thrillers, crime thrillers, they always, when they're all twists and turns and wild shit's gonna happen, you're always waiting for that final act to come, and for you to go, oh, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But actually, the way that they do it, they're like, fuck, that made sense. God damn, that was
the only thing. I would have ended the movie a little earlier and then got the ending a little bit more solid because the way they end it, we're just it's kind of it's not a cliffhanger, but it kind of is. I didn't really like that because I was like, stay tuned for the sequel. It was like, okay, when am I going to get that shit?
I think it's one of those things what happened, we know what's going to happen, but they don't actually say it.
But it was like a cliffhanger on Judge Judy, and you just don't do that. You get 30 minutes to work your magic, and that's what you get.
I want to see the gavel go down.
I did. I wanted to see what Casey, because look, at the end of that movie, look, Anthony Hopkins is goddamn ready for war. He's got fucking OJ lawyers now.
I like how spicy Anthony Hopkins is throughout the movie too, because every time he would fuck him over, and he would do it right. He would set him up to fail right in the middle of the courtroom in front of everybody, and then after it was over, he would fuck. He was so petty, dude. He was Tom Petty. He would call him on the phone, and be like, "Hey, remember that time I fucked you up in court?"
Yeah, dude, he really was. He reminded me of that guy that you're prepared to go into a debate against in school, and you really think you got everything down, and this motherfucker acts like he's lazy. He's smells like dead rats. He probably has never been to class ever, and this fucker starts pulling out pamphlets and manuals. He's like, penal code 931. He's like, what the fuck just happened? I thought this was a layup. Because I thought this was a layup. He just dunked and shakalaka boomed on my face.
You gotta dunk that shit.
Because Ryan Gosling does deserve it. He is an egotistical asshole at the beginning of the movie, so he kind of got it, and I love that. Again, the psychological aspects of the movie is really good because the way that Anthony Hopkins is immediately able to call him out for that fact that you mentioned his ego is this fracture. And I thought that was so cool how they did. And again, Anthony Hopkins is great as Odin. He did awesome in the Thor movies, but I just think he would have been a really good villain in either an MCU movie or a DCEU movie.
You're absolutely fucking right, dude. And that story that you're talking about, he tells a story at one point. He's like, let me tell you something. He was like, when I was a young boy, my dad made me work in an egg farm. And Ryan Gosling was like, is this going to take all day? Is this about your like sad youth? He's like, I got shit I got to do.
I don't
He's
give a fuck about your eggs.
Just listen. He's like, my job was to go through every single egg at the egg farm and inspect it for cracks and, you know, imperfections. And he's like, when my dad came back, he was like, the basket was full with like 350 eggs. He was like, what are you doing? And he was like, I found an imperfection in every single one, and I know what your fracture is too. And what I couldn't help but think of was, dude, fucking Clerks. You know the guy who goes in Clerks,
the milk lady.
Yeah. He opens the doors and just sits there, and he's like, I don't know, man, he's been here for hours.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Eggs.
I thought you were talking about the milkmaid.
No, the fucking egg guy. It reminded me of that. But yeah, no, Nicole, great fucking pick. Definitely recommend that you guys watch this. It's a nice blast from like the 2000s, early past courtroom drama, shit like that. Really well done, really well acted. And again, Rosamund Pike's she's amazing. She was the main one in, if you guys don't know, in Gone Girl with Ben Affleck. Yeah. I don't know why she's not in way more shit. She's an awesome actress. But
you can say that really about all of them. Like even the mid-tier actors in this movie that they present, besides Anthony Hopkins and Ryan Gosling, because everybody does a great job in their role.
And what's that got to do with Sims and Wooten?
Who? Oh yeah.
But
I was like, fuck off, Brady.
I give it an 8 out of 10. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I'm at 8.5. But I mean, it's still the same. I mean, it's a solid courtroom drama, and I think I watched this a long time ago where I got into like, I started watching like Primal Fear, and then I watched Devil's Advocate, and I know Devil's Advocate came out later, but I like those good courtroom thriller dramas, and this is exactly what that is, and it's right. It's a very simple story in the fact that it gets you from A to B without a lot of bullshit in the middle, and I like that a lot. And you know, and I find it's one of those rare movies where I did root for Anthony Hopkins a couple of times. I'm like, yeah, I hope he sticks it to that egotistical, good-looking asshole.
Sometimes I did root for him too. You can't.
It's not because I want a murderer to get off, but because again, it's to Ryan Gosling's credit. He does such a great job of at first playing this little douchebag. It's like when Cobra Kai first opened. Before you knew the whole story about Johnny Lawrence, you're like, I hope they fucking fail. Like, and the fact that he wasn't asking any questions, he couldn't do the objections. You know, I just. It's a rare movie, man. Like as far as like how it makes you feel emotionally, and it's a great film.
Yeah, I'm trying to go through my head to courtroom dramas. Like Big Daddy was a good courtroom drama. I know that sounds off, but fucking Big Daddy, A Few Good Men, Exorcism of Emily Rose, Devil's Advocate,
Primal Fear.
What else?
The Firm. I always thought Nick of Time was too, but it's not.
The Rainmaker.
The Runaway Jury.
Rainmaker. Usual Suspects.
The Pauly Shore one.
Jury Duty, yeah. 12 Angry Men, that's a classic one, but it was a good one too. But yeah, this, if you're, like you said, when you were in a mood to watch those kind of movies, and I kind of am now, I kind of want to go out and watch A Few Good Men. I'll put the system on trial!
It goes, well, there is a porn site for that. If you want to watch A Few Good Men.
But yeah, you could definitely insert that into your courtroom drama day, plus tons of episodes of Law & Order SVU. Law & Order, dude, that is an easy show to watch.
I can't watch it.
You can't watch it?
No, I get bored.
Dude, if I'm just sitting there chilling and it comes on, I'm locked the fuck
I feel like if I'm watching Law & Order, I've got to have a dusty-ass trench coat and be like halfway through a case that I really am never going to solve and have a glass of whiskey.
It makes you feel like you just got a brand new notebook for school, and it's like leather bound, and you're like,
it would really just be like coming into an empty house that's like got dirty dishes piled up and you're alone. And you're like, I'm just going to put on some Law & Order.
Eat noodles?
Yeah, and just like ramen noodles and just fucking have like no life. Even though I'm not saying the people that watch it, but I'm just saying if you're a single or a bachelor, it just feels like a bachelor kind of show to have on 24/7.
Yeah, it's entertaining, but it's not fulfilling.
Like, hey, you want to come over to my apartment? The blinds aren't really all the way. Like, it really doesn't show the sun a lot. And I have Law & Order playing 24/7. It's a fun time.
I can do it. I can watch it. Maybe it's because in my house when I was growing up, it was always fucking on. Like, my dad was always watching that shit. But no, Nicole, the Bat Queen, amazing fucking choice. Her first pick was our first by the way, Patreon video ever. It was a review for Wes Craven's Red Eye. It was the first Patreon video we ever did. So huge thank you.
It all comes back around. It goes up and down and around. All good things.
Also, this is our last Patreon video that we're ever going to do.
That's
so
it. We're done.
We're done. By the way, we quit the channel. It's all over with.
We're going to be going to be construction workers.
Yeah, naked ones.
Have you ever seen The Perfect Weapon?
Love your fucking faces, guys. Love you, Nicole. Thank you all so much for everything you do.
By the way, he was joking. I don't want people to be like, did you hear what they said? Retweet it.
No, I quit it.
Well, fuck you then.